Okay guys, thanks for tuning in to the channel today. I'm a Honda GB350. This is a 2024 model and it's so far a pretty good ride. So we're just going out here to see how this performs running along on a different setting, and we're just checking audio. So we're just checking audio on this today, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how it goes. Nice bike to ride this. Fairly nippy little bike as you're riding it around. So we're just going to run it up here, and I'm sitting at 50 kilometres an hour now, so that's a legal limit in here. We're just seeing how this bike runs along at 50 kilometres an hour. What is the audio like? And we'll see how it goes when we get out along the road and I push it up to 80 kilometres an hour, because that is the big thing with these bikes. Anything's good at 50, but once you get up a little bit higher in the speed range, knocks things around a bit. Brakes feel good today, so we'll stop it there like that. Nice big bang from the exhaust. Then when you give it a little bit of a touch up, you can feel the Chariot move forward. So the best thing about these particular bikes, they're coming to Australia at around about $7,800 right away, no more to pay. For that you get a 20 horsepower bike, and you also get a 5-speed box, a slipper clutch, you get ABS front and rear, and best of all, traction control. Now you might say, who needs traction control on a bike? Well, I think if you get in the price for nothing, that's pretty good. So you've got nothing to complain about. Up here we've got a 4-speed dash there. I'm in gear 4 at the moment. It's got 5 gears. So that's the best thing about having a particular bike that's got a gear indicator. You might say you'd never need them, but if you've been on the bike and you've been using them regularly, you'll get back onto one of these and say, good idea. Ride quality on the bike's not too bad. Front anchors are not bad for just applying the front at 50 kilometres an hour. Dare I say 50. And we're just going to circulate our way down here because my last audio run out wasn't crash hot and I had to pull the plug. So we are trying again, new system, see how this goes. I am on the furthest setting, and we'll go and see what it's like, and the main purpose of this is just to see how it runs along at 80 kilometres an hour, and is the audio clear at that thing. Now we know the bike's going to run real easy at 80, but whether or not we can hear things, it's hard to say. So I'm just down now into second gear, turn around, give it to it, apply the power. We're on. So we're cruising at it easy now, 80 kilometres an hour, no trouble whatsoever. How's the audio? So 80 kilometres an hour on this Eastern distributor, and again, how's the audio? Just dropped her into 5th gear. One thing about these GB350s, they've got a pretty nice exhaust note on them, so when you're riding along you hear them bang away. So we're at 80, no cars behind me, and we'll just try it now, the audio at 70. So I'm running along now 70 kilometres an hour. How's the audio? Okay, we'll drop to 60. I'm in 5th gear, 60 kilometres an hour. How's the audio? The only thing you probably would hear is a little bit of tyre hum as I've dropped a little bit in speed. So apart from that, all appears good to me. We'll throw the indicators on and we'll go back home and we'll just see how this performed as far as audio goes. I know the video will come out alright, but it's always interesting to see how is the audio. And we swing around here and we go into the home straight. I I once thought these were a little bit pricey for the purchase right away price, 7,800 Australian dollars, as mentioned previously. But overall, you know, the more you get out and ride this bike, you know, the more you think it, maybe the better it is. So I've clocked up about pushing close on 3,000 kilometres on it now, and the only incident I've had with it is when they recalled it for the ABS sensors to be replaced front and rear. Now I did have a little bit of issue a few months ago when the bike went bush on a dirt road. That could have been ABS sensor failure when they got wet prior to hitting that area, or it may not, I don't know, and the only way I'll probably ever find out is get back out and ride along them dirt roads again on this bike, which is set up to do such, and just running virtually standard settings everywhere. But it is running Moto's Tractionator Adventure tyres rear and rails front. So out on the road or on the dirt roads I ride around here, I find it really good. I've been out on the Classic 350 lately, and I find this one here a lot more nimble to steer. You can tell it weighs nowhere near as heavy, and it's just a nice little bike to flick around on that 1918 combo wheels. Rides the bumps okay, like I said, brakes okay. So, you know, there's nothing really you could get onto this one and say anything that's really crappy about the bike, because overall it's not a bad little bike. Last time I rode it, I only just picked it up from the dealer, rode it straight home, then called it quits for today. But I do like with this particular bike how it picks up well in second gear, and I think I would put that down to the fact that I have fitted a 13 tooth front sprocket to it, which helps.